Hey guys, what's up? I'm here doing your next important topic, and what this topic is actually this is about chemical properties of diazonium salt, and in this very lecture, I'll be comparing two reactions side by side, which are considered to be really very important. And what these two reactions are, these are actually comparison of Sandmeyer reaction and Gattermann reaction. So these two names are not something you are listening it for the first time. You have done it already, right? But what is the relation here? That's going to be very important. And before I take you through the topic and do the reaction part, I want to tell you that diazonium salt reactions are classified into two categories. One of the categories where nitrogen gas is removed when it undergo reaction. So, and other one is where nitrogen gas is retained. These are the two categories, categories of reaction. You can divide the reactions of diazonium salt, right? So in that sequence, what I'm doing right now, I'm doing the reactions where nitrogen gas is released out, and Sandmeyer and Gattermann, these are the two reactions that follow the same, right? So let's start that and see. This is going to be really interesting, but you have to pay attention because that's really important. So what I'm doing here, in the center, I am taking this diazonium chloride. So this is your benzene here. You probably understand very well. And then you have, if you place N2 with the positive charge and Cl with the negative charge, you do understand that this is your diazonium chloride. This is your diazonium chloride. On the right way, I am doing all the Sandmeyer reaction, but on the left way, I'll be doing the Gattermann reaction. So just pay attention, how this reaction is going to take place, starting from the diazonium chloride. So what happened here, if you react this diazonium, chloride with CuCl2, and along with that, if you take HCl, you can also take CuCl, and but HCl is must here. So if you take these two reactions, you will be obtaining chlorobenzene. So this is a method to produce chlorobenzene. So this is your chlorobenzene, but along with that, like I said earlier, nitrogen gas will be removed. But if you take this reaction into some other way and you take Cu2Br2 or CuBr, whichever suits to you, and if you take HBr, then this is going to be producing bromobenzene. So this is the product coming out to be. This will be producing bromobenzene. So this is the product you will get. But like I said earlier, this will also produce nitrogen gas. And if you do the same reaction using copper cyanide, and along with that you also have to take KCN, potassium cyanide, you will get cyanobenzene. So this is your benzene here, and you will get your cyanide right here. But like I said earlier, all these reactions have one thing common, that they will be involving releasing nitrogen gas. You know what? these are actually the method of producing, chlorobenzene, bromobenzene and cyanobenzene. Now you might be having a question in your mind. Can we prepare iodobenzene and can we also prepare fluorobenzene? Then I would say no, we cannot, because you do know that fluorine is highly reactive while iodine is very, very lazy. So that's not going to happen here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a note here so that you can understand. We cannot prepare C6H5F or C6H5I because fluorine is too reactive. But iodine is too less reactive. So that is very important reason you need to remember. Reactive. Sorry, I'm messing up. Okay, so I've made you clear that we cannot prepare, fluorobenzene, we cannot prepare iodobenzene because fluorine is something very much reactive and it's too difficult to control. Iodine is is very, very lazy. It's, very, very less reactive. So it's really become difficult to continue the reaction. So what we can do, by doing the Sandmeyer reaction, we can produce either chlorobenzene, bromobenzene or cyanobenzene, but not fluorobenzene or iodobenzene. Now, these are the method of, Sandmeyer reaction. Now, let's compare to, Gattermann reaction. Now, in the Gattermann reaction, what happened? If you use copper powder, and if you use HBr, you can produce bromobenzene. So what I'm going to do, I'm placing a bromine here, but like always said, this is also involving releasing of nitrogen gas. Now what I'm doing here, I'm taking this reaction to a second level, where you need to use copper powder again. We'll be using copper powder, and you can use HCl here along with the copper powder. What you can use? HCl, and then you will be able to produce chlorobenzene. So you can produce your chlorobenzene here, right? But we cannot produce we cannot produce cyanobenzene cannot be produced. Like we had here, we can produce cyanobenzene, but by the Gattermann reaction we cannot cyanobenzene. So what we can produce by the Gattermann, we can either produce bromobenzene or we can produce chlorobenzene, but in both cases nitrogen will also be coming out, and that's why all these reactions are falling into a category where diazonium salt is removing nitrogen gas, right? So this is one of the category of the reaction. There are so many other reactions that will be coming up, but let me repeat back here. I have compared Sandmeyer reaction with the Gattermann reaction. Now the question is, why we compared both? So very simple answer is there. Sandmeyer reaction is more preferred because it gives better yield. What that mean? You can obtain large amount of product by Sandmeyer reaction, but not by Gattermann reaction. So I'm writing a statement here so that you can also remember. To obtain better yield, to have better yield, we prefer Sandmeyer reaction. So that is what Sandmeyer reaction and Gattermann reactions are, what I will do, I will talk about the preparation of iodobenzene and fluorobenzene also by some other reaction, but that I will do in the next lecture. But let me repeat back, what I just did. I did a chemical reaction where diazonium salt is releasing nitrogen gas, but it's not only releasing nitrogen gas, it's producing a lot of useful product, right? We can produce chlorobenzene, we can produce bromobenzene, cyanobenzene, and by Gattermann we can produce chlorobenzene and then we had bromobenzene also. And what is the comparison between them? The very important thing about Sandmeyer is that it gives better amount of product when you use Sandmeyer, so that's why it is more preferable method to produce them. So with this I have come to end of this very lecture. Before I wind up, I would say once again, don't be upset of the way I'm writing, because this is something I cannot change. So I request you to ignore that part. Anyway, I would say thanks for watching, take care, and don't forget to come back tomorrow again for the next lecture.